There we go. What a wonderful place I live in. Alright. So yeah, I suppose I can't expect to feel amazing straight away. But I'm hoping to get a little bit stronger through changing this food a little bit. I was going to say, actually, forgot to say, but a little bit embarrassing, but the reason why I thought about this food thing more is because of diarrhea, like having constant diarrhea, you know, which is not fun. I think people either get it one way or the other, you know, constant constipation, you know. So, and I felt into my gut and I was like, you know, something not happy there, you know, something not in balance there. I actually feel like it's probably the gut bacteria stuff. And I know, like, nowadays we've got all this sort of probiotic stuff going on, you know, where we're all mad on probiotics and like probiotics do this, which I thought was just a little bit sort of marketing gimmicky, blah blah blah. And I think it is, in a way. They are trying to sell us this stuff. It's just another kind of fad, but at the same time there's some truth to it. And I think that our gut bacteria is totally out of whack, you know, from all the stuff we've been eating and the rubbish we've been having for so long on this planet, you know. Not to mention that our food and soil is denatured, and there's not as much nutrients and stuff in our veg and fruit and all that. So all this stuff sort of adds up, and you end up realizing that it's very hard to keep on a raw diet when the raw stuff that you're eating, you know, isn't giving you, and it's not giving you what you need, you know. And the thing is, I do think if you want to break from the system, the matrix, you know, in general, you want to be eating things that come from nature and that haven't been twisted by man, because what man's doing with the food is warping it, and when it goes into our body, everything's out of balance with everything else. And that's why sometimes you eat something sweet and then you suddenly need some cheese or something, you know, to balance it out. So you're always seesawing, you know, and you're always like, oh, you know, give me some whatever, give me this, you know, because it's what the food you're getting, for one, isn't giving you what you need, you know, and so you're always craving more and more. But not to mention that your body's doing this seesaw thing where it's out of balance. You know, our diets are generally too acidic as well. You know, science is saying that. So it all kind of is leading back to that it's kind of quite hard keeping on a raw diet, living in the system. I don't know what it's like if you live, say, in Costa Rica in the jungles, and you're just getting, you know, your food naturally straight from there, and you've got plentiful amounts of it, because of course the cost of a lot of the food, you know. So at the moment my aim is to try and sort of get this gut bacteria balance again, so my system's not going, you know, and try not to eat too much system food, you know, because the foods that we are eating is the reason why people's moods are being so affected, you know, why they're not in balance emotionally, and why, you know, there's so much anxiety and all this stuff, because our body can't process what is going on. You know, we are actually overloading our organs, and when our organs are overloaded, our emotional body is overloaded, you know, because we literally feel the anxiety almost of our organs saying, stop this, you know, you're feeding me so much toxic junk. You're going to feel desperate, you know, and you're going to want to reach for more, you know, and you're going to need to do things that cut you off, like smoke and that, you know, and that get you away from life. You know, this has been a systematic thing on the planet here. This has been a systematic weakening of humankind, you know, and I don't believe it's all just coming from the elite or the, you know, the guys at the top. I think it's deeper than that, and it comes from the darker forces that are affecting humanity. And it's our job to choose not to align with them. It's our job to accept our own darkness and realise what is us and what is not. And It's our job to try and channel the light, you know, we're all trying to be a good person, really, you know. Most of us want good things on the planet. Most of us want happiness for our families, our friends, but we don't always know how to act nice to them, because our pain is sometimes so big that pain consumes us, and then we act it out. So this is why when you're in a relationship with someone you love and you can talk to about your issues, it's really good. You know, you have compassion for yourself, and you learn to understand others better, and then you're not so like feeling so victim-y and like they did this to me. You actually become less a victim if you're able to talk about the things that have hurt you in life and find out where your resentments are and where all your pains are coming from, so that you can become neutral, and in that neutrality bring more of your true essence forward, without all these waves of emotions and waves of, you know, stress and pressure and all this stuff, you know. And of course, the more you consume, the more you have to buy, the more you have to eat, the harder you've got to work. So it's good to be able to lessen the workload, lessen the amount you consume, and then it's less pressure on your whole life. I can see a squirrel. I'm not going to get that on video. Let's see what's down here. All the bluebells have come out. God, this feels like my home. This is my home. This is the thing. We were travelling in a couple of other countries for a short time, and being out in the wild was so good, really, really good. And I just felt part of it more, and I felt more in my truth. And then I came back to England to record this album, get some music done, and get some plans together. And I got caught in the matrix energies a little bit more, you know. But when you're out here in nature, this is the place for clarity. This is a place to find truth, and you're being reflected the real sacred, because it's sacred, it's beautiful, you know. The universe is more beautiful than we can even let in, because our minds are not seeing clearly. Our minds do not see how beautiful this world is, only in moments. For most people, we only get small moments of clarity. But what we want now for humanity is to be able to have that clarity most of the time, so that we feel in tune and we know which path we need to take in life, and which path leads us to destruction, decay, which path leads us to our freedom, our upliftment, our joy, and doing what we know our soul mission is and why we came to Earth for. So it'd be really cool if we all can help each other out of this mess and find our true sovereign power and energy. I feel a heck of a lot better from eating those eggs, I must say. The thing I'd like to say about the cooked food is that things like eggs, I think because they're in a shell as well, and if you boil them rather than cook them with the oils, you know, it does seem better than the other stuff, you know. Another thing I've had which is quite clear cooked before is the rice. You know, when I came off raw and I had some rice, that wasn't too bad, but I was a little bit more dumb and a little bit more drugged, you know. But I won't be going and cooking like veg in oil and stuff like that again. That's not what my intention is. I don't need to do that. The raw food's quite nice, you know. But do need to find other sources and get some B vitamins in, get some other proteins, because eating nuts all the time is just not enough. And the other thing is you don't want to lose your gratitude for the things that you're eating, you know. And if I just ate nuts every day and they're my only source of protein, I start to feel sick, you know, oh. So we want to feel grateful for what we're having, you know, because if you're not grateful for it, that energy can be worse than the energy of the food sometimes, you know. But what I would say is, like, things like cheese and that, you know, it's not a natural thing for our bodies to have, you know. I know we can make use of it, but a lot of these foods like cheese and that, you're only really getting the physical stuff, you know, the stuff scientists would say, you know, that you get from the food. You're only getting that, and you don't really get as much from the spirit of it, because its energy is the energy is not harmonious. The nature foods are harmonious on our body system, you know. Not all of them, I know, like some things are poison, but in general our body goes, yeah, you know, and it's like, yeah, that's nice. When we eat too much manufactured foods, it's like on our system, it's like, it's very grating on our system. It's no wonder we've got lots of disease and struggles, you know. Oh, really nice up here. The meat sometimes feels better for me, but I've had meat from a supermarket, like beef and that, and it's been quite, how to put it, it's knocked my emotional centres all over. I think it's to do with steroids in it, you know, and there's more feelings of aggression and stuff, and, you know, it's not, at least for me, it doesn't work on my body very well. But saying that, I've got meat from other sources before, like someone I know shot a pheasant, you know, and he always does that anyway, so, and I tried some of that, and that was a lot better on the system, you know. So there you go. Yeah, because it's trying to find other sources of protein, really. But who knows, maybe some other plants will come out of the Amazon or something, or some other supplement or something you can get that really gives you what you need. I know you can get B vitamin supplements and you can get all that stuff. Right, I think I'll probably leave it there. Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing videos like this, and just kind of speaking without any sort of plan most of the time, and just share my sort of adventure of trying to become a more awake and clear human being, in the hope it might help someone else. Alright, nice one. Thank you.